My name is David Lee. I'm co-founder and vice president of sales for Soljets. Soljets we've considered ourselves since day one a strong executor on transactions. And what that means for us is really we've got kind of two foundational pieces to that. The first is the team. And one of our core values is one for all for one. And really what that means is, as it relates to strong transaction execution skills, is that we can rely on a diverse set of talent around the company to help get any particular deal done. Now, seems like every sale would be the same, but there's actually no two transactions that are alike. So the ability to bring in experts from across the company into a transaction is foundational to everything we do. The second biggest part of that is process. Now, we've done over 500 jet transactions or turbine transactions since we started, and I got to say we've learned a lot, through that experience. Some good, some bad, but what that's resulted in for us is a battle-tested, proven process that we use in every transaction. Soljets is built on 4 core values, and my favorite of them is like an Olympic athlete, never stop growing. And really what that means is that we expect kind of continuous improvement throughout somebody's career at Soljets. So while somebody may start in operations, there's nothing that says they can't end up as vice president of sales, or if they start in sales analytics, that they can't be a sales executive down the road. So we encourage everybody to learn all facets of our business from A to Z, and that mobility in our business kind of encourages that continuous learning, and that's really just a big piece of what we're about. The Soljets standard as it relates to transactions, again, is based on the 2 fundamental pieces. One being the team, one for all for one. That's also one of our core values, and being able to rely on the core expertise of people across the team. And again, the second is the process element of what we do. We're using the lessons learned from over 500 transactions to bring to each and every deal that we do. Going the extra mile for clients is definitely a part of what we do, but it's based on building genuine relationships with our clients. I'm proud to say that a good number of our clients have become close personal friends, and always the biggest compliment that we get from clients is that referral. And almost 80% of our business is repeat and referral business, and that's a strong testament to going the extra mile for them. And we like to say that the relationship, a lot of brokers in the aviation world think the aircraft transaction, whether it's the sell or the buy, is the end of the relationship or the end of the deal. For us, that's really the beginning, and that's when we start the relationship with our client, helping them make sure that airplane is operating the way it should, the environment that it's in is correct, meaning it's got the right hangar relationships, it's got the right management relationships, the right crew solutions. So for us, it's not just the transaction of the aircraft, it's everything that happens after that transaction, which is, again, that's when we can really build that relationship with somebody. Culture is definitely a foundational element of the company. Without culture, we have no team. Without a team, we have no process, and nothing really that we can give our clients that's incredible value. So our culture, built around our 4 core values, is absolutely critical to everything we do here at Soljets. And for us, one of the biggest pieces of that is everybody has weekly staff meetings. I get it. We're no different, but a core piece of our staff meetings are kind of a recurrent and continuing education about what our core values are, how those apply to not only how we conduct ourselves, how we operate our processes, but how we serve our clients. And having that culture is something that we talk about. It doesn't just exist in the ether. That's something that we encourage and talk about each week. And we have a interesting habit and a process and a tradition of acknowledging other people on the team when they live up to or exceed our core values. And that's something we talk about on a daily and certainly a weekly basis inside of Soljets. Mentoring at Soljets is essential, and that's the only way we can live up to our core value of never stop growing. And to get somebody from new in the industry into being a productive sales executive or productive operations assistant or contract administrator, there isn't a course we can go to. There's not a college degree. There's not a internship, so to speak, that we can send people to. So it's super critical that when we have new people in the company, we put them in various parts of the business just so they can learn the foundational elements of each step of a transaction process. And that's everything from research and analytics to contract administration to finance and tax. The founders at Soljets, myself and two others, we spend a lot of time mentoring the younger teammates we have. And the purpose of that is really twofold. We want to give them a growth opportunity, right? And secondly is, if we can get out of the way, if we can mentor them and teach what we've learned over the last decades, and impart that knowledge and I'd like to say wisdom and experience in them and with them, then that obviously frees up our future to go do other things as well. So it's super important that we spend that time mentoring the next generation of the company. Probably one of the most talked about core values we have, and it sounds super simple, and it is at its core, but it's keep it fun. And what that means to us, at Soljets, is that when my partners and I first founded this business 10 years ago, everything from where we decided to base the business to how we constructed the office to the type of people we hired was all based on keep it fun. Because at the end of the day, if we can't have a fun, working, team-oriented environment here, then nobody's going to stay for the long run. And that's not good for us, not good for our clients. So all of the keep it fun aspects are very intentional in everything we do. And I think that's critical to recruiting and hiring and retaining the best possible talent we can. Maintaining relationships with past clients is almost a contradiction. We don't think about past clients as past clients. We think about past clients as friends and clients going forward. Most of our clients have purchased multiple aircraft from us, and so after a transaction, we've got it sounds a little silly to have a scripted process for the post-sale follow-up for them, and because we want to be that first call when it's time for them to think about selling that aircraft or upgrading to the next one. Building that relationship after the sale is critical to keeping a past client, so to speak, and in retaining them as a forever client.